Hi everybody, it's Dr. Fantastic in the kitchen. You haven't seen me in the kitchen for a while because I've been in San Diego living with or staying with a bachelor of like 20 years. The place was a pigsty. The dishes were piled up like this. There's some of them in the background finally cleaned. Oh my goodness. The freezer doesn't work. The oven doesn't work. Basically the stove doesn't work unless you have a lighter, and only two of the burners work. So, and the dishwasher doesn't work. I don't like dishwashers anyway. But I was telling my buddy how he said, why haven't you been doing a cooking show lately? I told him about the conditions. And he said, well, that's even a better time to do it, to show people how with very little utensils you could do a cooking show, or you could cook a meal. Boy, I tell you, I cooked ribs in a frying pan. I cooked a leg of lamb in a frying pan. I cooked chicken, that's not as hardest thing, in a frying pan. I did a lot of meals here, and they all came out well. They didn't come out fantastic, because like in life, you need the right tools. I'm a jack of all trades, as you know, and if I have the right tools, I could do a pretty good job. Pretty fantastic job. The other day, a gentleman repaired the ceiling, and he didn't have the right tools. I could see it. I didn't say anything. So anyway, so it's Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo. It's a great time to eat Mexican food and have margaritas. So I'm going to cook a Mexican meal for you today. Attempt it. And the first thing you need to do when cooking a Mexican meal on Cinco de Mayo is have a cocktail. A margarita is the cocktail of choice. I've got this delicious Pantera tequila, 100% agave, one of my sponsors of some shows I've done, my motivational shows. So let's throw a little tequila in there. And today, I'm going to mix it with a little pomegranate from VEA. That's my sponsor. Antioxidants, electrolytes. It's a proactive hydration beverage, delicious, low calories. Actually, with rum and pomegranate, I call it the rumagranate. The other drink is orange mango, and with vodka, I call it a Varango. What's the other drink? Strawberry and banana. I call it the red banana if you mix it with tequila, because after a couple of those, you think the banana turned red. So we'll put. I'm going to put half pomegranate and half margarita mix. See how that comes out. And of course, because there's no freezer, there's no ice. Just came back from Ralph's and forgot the ice. To Cinco de Mayo, to being fantastic, to living every day to its most potential. That's fantastic. VEA, I love you. Great company. So I was going to cook the regular traditional brown round taco seasoning, 79 cents. Get the shredded lettuce. I'm going to make some pico de gallo. Love pico de gallo. But, we're on a budget. We don't have a whole lot of money to spend. So I know if I bought ground round, 1 pound. Oh, I have this new device I can put on pause. Hold on a second, everybody. So this is a great remote control I just bought off Amazon. Is it working? Let me see. Yeah, it's working. So this is a remote for that camera, and this is a remote for the other camera. And of course, I'm press, so the Be Fantastic Road Tour has got press credentials. So where was I? Yeah, I was going to buy ground round, and I figured I'm on a budget. We're all on a budget now. And I saw that you could buy 2 8-piece meals, or chicken meals, for $10. That's 16 pieces for $10. So, I've done all sorts of different Mexican meals, but you could do it with chicken burrito, chicken tacos. We're going to make chicken taquitos tonight. Got the refried beans, put a layer of refried beans on the tostada. I'm going to dice up the chicken, and we're going to have chicken Mexican food tonight. So, 1 knife, serrated knife. I don't like cooking with serrated knives. The chopping board is in 2 pieces, so that's interesting. I did. You know, I am a MacGyver, so I have to do things. Let me see here. I had a bowl here earlier. Let me put this little magic button to stop it for a second. Okay, I'm back. This little button it really is great because it saves me from editing out walking back, which I don't usually do. As you know, all these shows I don't edit. I don't take a second take, and I don't do rehearsals. I just go with the moment, you know. So the decision is: do I use chicken, fried chicken, or let's say I bought a fried chicken, 8-piece, and a baked chicken. Of course, baked is a lot healthier. First thing we're going to do is make the pico de gallo. Now, the secret to my pico de gallo is red onions is one of the ingredients. Cilantro, of course. You have to have cilantro. Cilantro is a must. Not the same without cilantro. And tomatoes and jalapenos. I like the pickled jalapenos. Come in the jar. I think they're delicious. Now, you know they have I didn't try it yet. I bought them when I was in Prescott. I didn't try it, but they have tearless onions nowadays. I think that's pretty cool. This place is so hard to open everything. It's the worst environment to cook in. Okay, so when you do pico de gallo, or my famous guacamole, do it with quarter inch or less slices, dices. Slice and dice. There's 3 of us here. There's 3 of us on the road tour. Italian and 2 Americans. So after you slice it like that, you slice it quarter inch like that. Now, if you don't like onions, you don't use onions. If you love onions, you put more onions. If you don't like tomatoes, you don't use tomatoes. You know, I do my live show every day at noon, if you've been watching. And right now, it reminds me of my live show because it's very hot in the kitchen. There's a skylight there that's beaming down on me. I've never been this hot in the kitchen before. But I was at San Diego Zoo yesterday, and I did a live show, as I do every day at noon. Maritime Museum, the Midway, Long Beach, wherever I'm at. I'm going to make a mess here. I always make a mess. I'm a messy cook. And it was very hot. The point I'm trying to make was it was very hot. And it's very hot in the kitchen now. Can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. So, that was about a half of an onion. Did the same thing with the tomato. Now, yesterday was May 4th. Today's May 5th. Boy, it makes sense, doesn't it? And yesterday I got some good reports that Fauci is going to be nailed to the cross for what he's done. In 2014, the government said we cannot justify research and development of coronaviruses in America. So there was a ban on it. So Fauci, I believe he's in cahoots with the big pharma, said, well, we got to continue our research and we got to know how bad we can make these things. And he shipped it off to Wuhan, China, where they continued developing the baddest ass vaccines, or not vaccines, the baddest ass viruses they could develop. And they did some really good ones. And so they're saying it's the Chinese fault for having the mistake in the Wuhan lab, which some people think there's no one alive in it anymore. We haven't been able to get into it. I read a report on the air day before yesterday about a scientist who will give up his Nobel Prize if he's wrong, but he says it was not nature that created this virus. It was man-made. And he said he's been trying to call the doctors he knows, the scientists he knows at the Wuhan laboratory, and there's no answer for 3 months now, he says. He thinks they're all dead inside. And of course, there's going to be investigations, and they're going to have to allow us in to see that lab. So the secret to a good pico de gallo, or a good guacamole, is finely chopped onions, cilantro, tomatoes, and jalapenos. And it's a great dip. It's a great put on your tacos, pico de gallo. And I bought some salsa as well. Gotta have salsa, and bought some chips. So I splurged for the gang. Hopefully we'll be on the road soon. I mean, I'm on the road now. But we're supposed to go to Fiji, where Bob owns a few islands and some water. Water is the most precious commodity on the planet, everybody. Okay, so now we've got that, excuse me, cilantro. What I do with cilantro, I just twist off a nice hunk. I like it a lot. And what you do is you bunch it real tight together, and then you, again, I don't like a serrated knife, but it works. See how I'm just keeping it real tight between my fingers and cutting it. And of course, salt and pepper. Salt's good for you. Germs are good for you. Washing your hands 10 times a day is not healthy. I'll tell you that right now. If you're in your own home and your home's clean, why would you wash your hands 10 times a day? I don't get it. But there's different reports from different people. All the scientists are all right, and they're all conflicting. This, that, and the other thing. Okay, what else we got here? It's the worst kitchen I think I've ever cooked in. Easier to cook outdoors in a grill. I like it spicy, so I put more jalapenos in it. These are the last of the jalapenos. You know, throw a little juice in. Not gonna hurt. Gotta be creative in the kitchen. There's no mistakes in the kitchen. Unless you're baking, then you can make all kinds of mistakes. Because baking is a precise science. You like spice, you put more spice in. You like tomatoes, you put more tomatoes, you know. I mean, what I do is I look for a consistency in color. You know, if it's too green, like the guacamole, I need to add some red onions and some purple onions and some red tomatoes. Okay, so now that's all the ingredients except for the salt and pepper, and of course the margarita. Okay, where was I? Salt and pepper. I love this salt and pepper shaker. Turn counterclockwise, and you've got salt. Turn clockwise, and you've got ground pepper. Very nice. Salt and pepper shaker. Now, mix it all up. I probably put a little bit too much cilantro, but in my opinion, you can't. See, I cook for me. You know, you always come first, I always say, but I have a fairly good taste, and I'm cooking it for me. I bought it. I'm supplying it. And if they don't like it, that's unfortunate. But typically, everyone likes my cooking, so it works out fine. I get to eat something, and I'm really scared when other people cook because I think they're going to screw it up. Because not everyone knows how to cook, but it just takes practice. And one of the things I've been saying on these shows is bring your kids in, have them stir it. Can't go wrong stirring it. See, this shouldn't happen when you cook it, when you do it right. But that's when you have a cutting board that's not split in half and balanced on top of burners. In a friggin' on a stove top. So, I don't know if you can see that, but that's a good mixture. Green, purple, red. Do you see that? Can you see that okay? Now, the ultimate is the test. Just a spoonful. Very, very good. Now, what I would do is obviously take off the skin, although the skin to me, and fried chicken, to me is the best. So I'm going to do the fried chicken. I'm going to dice it up. Ouch! Dice it up. Save the chicken for later. You know, I don't think you should waste food. I really don't. I think it's a sin to waste food. Now, I like a mixture of, you want to get the fried out of there, white and dark meats. So what I'll do is I'll dice it up. I'll also make sure there's no bones. You can shred it a little bit, not just dice it, you can shred it. I'm kind of like slicing and shredding at the same time. So what I'll do is I'll put some oil in that pan when it's time. I'll sprinkle the taco sauce on top of it. I'll put a mixture of white and dark meat. I prefer dark the whole way through, but dark meat is, oh my God, it's the best. Now, I always eat when I'm cooking. I love to eat. You know, if you love to eat while you're cooking. No crime against that. Right? Grind that up. Now, probably, when I put the oil in the pan, I'll probably saute a couple of onions first. Then put the chicken in there. And then I'll, in another pan, because we only have two pans here, I will, hold on a second. Boy, it's getting hot. Where are the paper towels? Anyway, let me just show you real quick here. Put rubber bands on this stuff. So the trick is, take a case, a flour tortilla, heat the beans, put a layer of beans, a layer of the meat, chicken, or in this case, or beef. I got some shredded cheese, and some pico de gallo, and some salsa. By the way, these chips also double as these tortillas double as a great chip. So that's the Mexican meal I created today. I'm probably going to, well, a lot of times I like to get the pre-made tamales, you know, but, and then put some, of course, when you refry the beans, heat them up, put a little cheese on top, and you've got a Mexican meal. But no Mexican meal is complete without margaritas. Everybody, have a fantastic Cinco de Mayo. Thanks for watching. Signing off with this little clicker. Bye-bye.
Overpopulated cities around the world have caused people to become a greedy, selfish, and litigious society. Would you like to be happier, live longer, never be forgotten, and help make the world a kinder, more civil place? It's actually easier than you think. Every day you're asked, how are you? Instead of saying good, say I am fantastic. It will make you look better, feel great, and reduce your stress. Making the world a better place starts with each person. Please join the Be Fantastic movement today. What you want to be, you can be. Be fantastic.